Hello and welcome to the Open Book channel. My name is Oli Ander, your designated open book. In this video, I wanted to talk about the idea of acceptable use of AI when done by a small creator. First, I need to say a bunch of disclaimers, so feel free to skip to the case study of our topic if you'd like. I have timestamped it in the little bar below. Please understand that in this video, I am going to be talking about acceptable, not ethical. As AI is right now, none of the available means of using AI to generate art, video, or writing is ethical, as it's been trained on non-consenting creators' work. I don't personally inherently hate AI. I think it could be a great tool for creators to streamline their process as long as they use it as a tool and not a sole means of creation. I was actually pretty excited at the idea of Adobe training its own AI program with its licensed material, but as with all things, its stock library was already littered with other programs' unchecked AI creations, which in the end did not exempt it from being something that can't be used without fear. That fear being that what you generate isn't somehow contrived through non-consensual use of other artists' work. If there were an ethical created AI program available, it wouldn't be nearly as much of a moral issue in using it. The dilemma would then lie solely in AI being a means to deny paying jobs to actual human creators, not in whether companies or individuals are directly competing with specific artists' markets in choosing not to pay them for their style, which is what's happening. I would also like to contextualize that I don't agree with the democratization of art argument, but only insofar as it being how it's generally used right now. People who had never otherwise had the passion or interest in creating art or writing are now using AI as a means to quick, soulless monetization of those forms, flooding the market with overly complex, beautiful artwork, base-plotted ebooks, and unbelievable, because they are not real, viral videos. To demand a place in a realm that you have not put any effort or time into is absurd. I do prescribe to gatekeeping those who demand validation in something that they refuse to need to earn. However, I understand the value that AI can bring to actually, genuinely democratize creation for those with various disabilities or restrictions. I have what I assume is some degree of hyperphantasia. I don't see things in absolutely crystal clear detail, but I can dream in 2D animation. So take that for what you will. The only reason that I bring this up is because I can fully understand the privilege of how my brain works, and how inhibiting it could be for those with aphantasia, people who cannot visualize things, when it comes to the creation of art. Blank canvas syndrome must be exceedingly harder if someone cannot even see in their own mind the product that they wish to create. AI, in that case, would be a great means for people with aphantasia to begin their projects. That is an instance where AI's use would truly be a gateway to democratization, a tool to those otherwise without the ability to generate visuals. So all of that said, I would like to present you with an example for our discussion on the acceptable use of AI for small creators. I stumbled across the video, "How This Terrible Manga Artist Made Millions" by YouTuber Swodox. I was interested in the history of Hajime Isayama, the creator of Attack on Titan. Clicking on the video, I was further drawn in with the premise that Isayama was not a, as you might say, talented artist from the get-go. The fact that this documentary revealed him to be a far below average creator in his field is extremely intriguing in contrast to his eventual worldwide success. As the video of Isayama's career progressed, however, I was acutely aware of the use of AI image and animation generation used by Swodox to illustrate the things that he was talking about. The animated AI was obvious. To me. Like with my address of aphantasia, I am trying to be considerate of those other than myself. I know sometimes it's not obvious to the average person, although to me, it feels like it should be. I've just got a dumb brain that red flags the way that this animation, here's an example of it, behaves. These visuals stand out to me as something that would not be logical for a human animator to do frame by frame. There are sporadic images that are not all consistent, frames that are in there that would have never been made along the way to get to the intended end result. And that's kind of the best way that I can come up with describing it without going frame by frame. We're not here to pick this apart. Because regardless, it doesn't matter. I was right in my assumption. Swodox themselves had their own comment pinned at the top of the video comment section, and it read as such. Honestly, I think the AI art is pretty pathetic as well. I do apologize. It was bugging me throughout the process of making this video because I originally planned to draw out everything similar to the timestamp 1427. I drew them by hand on Clip Studio Paint. I draw almost every day, but when I started thumbnailing the images, I realized drawing everything and editing would take nearly a year, and I just gave in. My goal was to make the best video I could about Isayama, and not using AI seemed dumber than using AI, as I didn't want my efforts to go to waste. I really wanted to use everything I had, so there was no reason for the video to fail due to a lack of effort. I won't be doing this in my future videos though, that's for sure. AI makes me feel bad. I find it hard to fault someone who is transparent and forthright with their use of AI at this particular junction of AI's unethical existence. As Swodox stated in their comments, to make a video of the same quality as they did, it would have taken them a year, just in creating the animation to accompany their script. It felt like a disservice to their efforts on the script to not match it in visuals in whatever way was accessible to them. I wholeheartedly sympathize with Swodox. The alternative to their situation is to intentionally hinder the quality of a product that they've put a lot of effort in by slapping on whatever visuals they are capable of getting their hands on that weren't AI. I am kind of a prime example of this dilemma. I use a VTuber because I know that my physical self, well, mostly it hinders me in the confidence I need to conduct myself appropriately and timely for videos, but also I believe that seeing me IRL will not garner as much interest in viewers because of my visual undesirability. I also want my videos to be as engaging as they can be. And even just looking at this from the perspective of a consumer only, I cannot expect a small creator like Swodox to have to put themselves through the immense trial of hand drawing and animating all the footage they needed to accompany a video. Sure, they could have gotten stock footage from a site, but I think that something to acknowledge here is that AI was used for the function of stock footage in this case. It is being used in the way that AI could be considered acceptable, or rather, how AI should be used in the future, as a tool for creation and not a replacement for creative passion. As much as the footage that Swodox generated appears to be in the anime style of older 90s shows like Hunter x Hunter, it is not directly competing with the market of a target current artist as a means to avoid paying them. Animation is extremely expensive, and although real recorded stock footage can be cheap, in the case of this very specific video essay, having animated footage lends to this particular topic. It's an aesthetic complement. No small creator could possibly afford to achieve these same effects without AI, or like Swodox said, a year's worth of their time. One of the biggest factors against AI's use right now is that companies who can afford to pay human creators for their work are simply choosing not to. But with Swodox's video as our example, they're only really streamlining their own process. There is no budget to get alternative animation, and no malicious intent to refuse other creators' honest work. So with all that said, now I turn the question to you, my dear viewers. Do you feel as though this case study could be considered an acceptable use of AI? Where do you offer lenience to creators in a time when we are expected to do everything ourselves until we hit a point to sustain outsourcing tasks? And where do you draw the line? Please let me know in the comments below and engage in civil discussion with one another. Also, I did not intend to really single Swodox out. Their video was just a great example of a talking point I wanted to explore. Through my video, I hope it's clear that I'm not judging them. However, if you happen to disagree with the use of AI, like period, no exceptions, please do not go to their channel or harass them. Be considerate. I would love to hear all of your thoughts on AI in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you'd like to support me or this channel, there will be links to my Ko-fi in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.